back with round 3. Finn on the left, Preston on the right. Mono Ice Aggro, I believe versus Icewind Storm. Not actually asked Preston, but that's usually what it is. So, just before we get the game started, anyone in the chat that said mini eggs were worse than cream eggs, you're mistaken. I do wish that you would change that opinion.
I think it's good that Jack's in between us with a comment like that.
Oh, mate, that's fine. I'm willing to die on this hill.
Wait, which side are you on?
Mini eggs all the way.
What side are you on?
Cream eggs.
Why can't we just settle at both?
Because then you end up looking like us.
Well, no, because I already look like that. What's the issue?
You heard it here first, folks.
The doctors.
Buy both.
The doctors don't improve.
So, interesting one from Finn here. We've seen him play with Mono Ice, but a little less on the aggro side. But now he's saying it's full Mono Ice aggro. This could be another quick one, but can Preston hold out? And there's an early Cisne coming down. That can make a big difference later on. In the meantime, Jack T is opening cards. Did you get anything good?
I pulled a shiny Tiamat.
So no.
No legends.
A lot of win cards in that pack.
A lot of win cards. I think it's telling me to upgrade my game, I think.
They've just ate too many beans.
Do that.
Anyway, all we got from Preston there, Moogle starting him off.
Oh yeah, there's a game going on.
Gonna be a big one for later on. Search any card. Jack T has just pulled a gal.
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Didn't you say earlier that you're chasing a guy?
I said I actually pulled one already, and I wouldn't mind seeing how it goes. Now I got two. And I have also heard that Morgan is looking for one too.
Morgan is definitely. I was planting the seed in him earlier while we were talking.
Well, now that you've done that, I've got some fodder.
Oh, I love the little Moogle that searches. He's such a little cute.
The little Moogle that could.
A little Moogle that could.
A little bit old school, still good though. It's nice to see it coming back. But we are getting a Vice searching
Vice?
No, sorry, Nero searching for Vice.
A Nero searching for a Vice baby.
Any advice that we could be given would be wonderful. Dealing with Mono Ice, Mono Ice is a wonderful deck to play, but frustrating sometimes to play against.
It's one of those decks again that it strips your hand of any sort of resources, makes it very hard to come back against. And we're going to see that now because we are getting Mono Wind's real Achilles heel here being discard.
Discard is, but it's also such a strong deck for drawing cards that if you can get at least one decent turn in, all of a sudden you can keep your hand flowing, I think.
I don't know, man. Like because you can dull freeze those backups at the same time. In theory, it can really hurt the resource game.
Very true.
So we'll see, though. It's still early game yet. We're not seeing the aggro side of Finn's deck because we're probably expecting Rufus and the big man Ruggers himself.
I am intrigued to see the aggro side of Ice.
Pretty much Ruggers.
Just the Ruggers.
Just Ruggadine, yeah.
I was going to say, is there an aggro without Ruggers? Causing, giving a haste effect and letting everything start swinging straight away?
So
the Waft Snow, maybe?
Yeah, you've got Reno Rude as well, but the reason you're playing the Ruggers is to get the discards, get the dull and freezes, get things bigger than your opponent can deal with as well, and especially things like now that your Ice has the Ishtola to attack as well. So
yes.
You need to get that turned on as quickly as possible to keep the board clear.
So how long before we start seeing Dan build a board, do we think? Do you think he's going to have the opportunity?
The thing is, we know that Wind Ice, or even if it's Mono Wind, no, it is Wind Ice, we are going to need to see a couple of turns. But
now, Sid Hayes is a brilliant card.
When he hits the Rugged Gene off of the Zidane, the problem being... hang on, I think we might have a mistake here because... Yeah, we're going to dull and freeze that, but it doesn't have haste. He's only cast two, sorry. Give me a sec. I need to be right back.
It's on entry. It does it as well. Does it on entry and on swing.
What, the dull and freeze on the Sid Hayes?
Sid Hayes.
The Sid Hayes.
Yeah.
I thought you meant this.
Yeah, so Sid Hayes has an effect where I think it's at the end of the turn, it allows you to dull and freeze either one or two characters. But it looks like, I believe it's depend on how many casts there's been.
Oh. So yeah, Dan Preston playing Chocomug. Didn't quite catch her there, sorry guys. which let him get to the cast 3. So the Zidane would have had haste, but instead...
But he got the froze.
But he hit the Ruggedine though.
Oh, that's going to be a game
That's
changer.
as good as a point of damage.
I think we are now probably going to see Ice Wind, not Storm, but aggro. So...
Icewind storming aggro. Aggro of the storm variety.
Exactly that.
I think the only way to beat aggro like this is add more aggro, isn't it?
He's going to have to out-aggro the aggro, and with that Ruggedine, he's got the tools he already needs.
Yeah, Fistless is a big card, but it ain't as big as a Ruggedine attacking, that's for sure.
3 cards less, if your opponent has...
Is there many things more pleasurable than playing your opponent's Ruggedine?
Honestly, this is one of the things I've always really disliked about Monowind or Storm in general, is that Zidane. Not only does the Zidane strip your cards, that's fine, but it's the fact that you get to play with this. So effectively you're playing with a 50 card plus deck, your opponent is not. I feel like that should be wrong. It's all the wordings on these cards that allow you to play them from removed. Again, the logic is lost on me where we still get to do that when the card is not on the field. But that's how they errated it, so that's how we go with it.
I see what you're saying, similar to like the Man in Black where he removes it.
Exactly.
There's a load of others that do the same.
But again, we are seeing the opposing, aggro here. We are getting the Ruggedine played from Preston.
We do love a bit of rugger in Wales, don't we?
Oh yes.
Oh, we do.
Poor Reece Samet right now is off to the NFL though.
I was very shocked when I seen that news.
It's development. Like you can put up all day long whether it's like, oh, don't hate, you hate us sort of thing. But if you don't make it through that development program, you're gonna be in trouble.
Is there a team in Wales that wouldn't take it back? Do you think though?
He'll still be unanimously hated by a lot of Welsh people for a while, I think, and that is the issue. But again, we've got Final Fantasy on. So
Let's go back to the topic.
I'm so glad because I have no idea what it's...
So it's this sport. It's kind of really popular.
The shape of the ball is like
rugby.
us.
Oh, hand egg! I love hand egg!
Yeah, the ball's the same shape as us.
Oh.
So First Blood going to Preston here with that Ruggedine attack and making the Sid even bigger just to get past the Fist list.
So I'm assuming he's bumped up to 10k with all the buffs.
I mean, if that's the case, I guess that's probably the case because Ruggedine's going to have the first strike, so it deals with the Fist list. You can't really chump block there. So yeah, I think I think we're going to see Preston with his Ice Wind Storm out aggro the Mono Ice aggro list.
Thanks to the aggro's cards.
Yeah, thanks to Zidane. Thank you, Zidane.
To be honest, it couldn't have gone better for Dan, I think.
If you're going to face a Zidane, would you rather face the 2 costs that Dan played or Windfire?
I'd rather the Windfire. 100%.
Windfire, yeah, all day, because you still get a draw. That's the important bit.
If you've got a card in your deck that can truly change the game, and then they take it off you, and that's taken away from you, it's a swoop.
Yeah.
I would much rather it be removed than they have access to that card.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Now, in the end, though, we found the way to deal with that Roger. Fistless S effect, deal it 10,000 damage.
Ooh.
Put it back in my break zone, please.
I'll have that, thank you very much.
Now,
And now we're seeing
Another Dull Freeze on the Zidane.
yeah, I don't hate this, to be honest. It does mean that Zidane's not going to steal any more potentially vital cards. Knowing that aggro is such a big thing for Finn, taking those options away from Preston in your own deck seems like a great idea.
And not just that, because Zidane is such the threat that he might be able to take something good on that, it means that Dan's still got his resources.
Oh, and now this is a great card here. Getting the last well out, because if we can get those attacking, it means you're going to have to discard every turn, but Dan hasn't got anything in hand anyway. So he just plays an Atmos and passes.
So when last while a job knight ends the field, choose one character on freeze. At the end of each of your turns, if a job knight you controlled attack this turn, opponent discards one card from hand.
It's pretty good. I think,
It's great until you have no cards in hand.
but again, it's still fine. You got the Dull and Freeze on entry. Get that backup down. Don't let it reactivate. And now Dan sat there, no cards in hand, and we're seeing the Estola. Let's see some removal.
Now let's see how it goes from here. Because this is an Estola that I feel like I want to play with, but I don't know Ice too much.
It's going to be difficult because you need to keep your opponent off of cards. but still dealing right now 7k is enough to deal with Sid Hayes.
And he did have no cards in hand. That's a swing of 9k damage straight up. That's going to start popping.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I think he got that draw off of possibly Fissalis though, so may have not had that in hand. But right now, Preston potentially staring down a lot of damage next turn. Won't be lethal, but it'll be enough.
Unless there's haste, that could be it. But
well, and we'll probably see another Ruggers potentially.
if another Ruggers comes down, then there's going to be some teeth.
So the issue, as Finn is probably pointing out there, is that the discard comes from the Nero. So again, if we get to end turn and that last wall attacks, we're going to get a Adult Freeze anyway. So potentially, if you've still got cards in hand, and it looks like Preston may not have the ability to get rid of what he's got there.
A lot of luck and a lot of big brain play is going to be needed to come back from this.
Exactly, yeah. It looks like Preston's kind of knows the writings on the wall.
It's the body language of just the arms that we can see is very dejected, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, there's no haste there that I can see in Finn's hand, I don't think. Trying to do the lean, stream a lean, but
would you just console at this point and start building your backups, building the board, keeping it, because it's still a very strong board state and in full control. So
too little, too late, to be honest.
So I was on about Finn, isn't it? You
yeah.
just sit back, enjoy it.
He's got a nice wall he can sit behind and put his feet up now.
I'm very shocked here. Finn has attacked with the Fissalis first, didn't take the draw, but Dolph froze the Sid Hayes, even though he can kill with the Astola.
And there it goes.
Yeah, he could have had the draw off of that though, and
saved himself a lot.
Attack with the last well. What have you done? Oh, Finn could have taken him to 6, had to discard and a Dolph Freeze.
He still gets a discard because the Fissalis is also a knight, as you know.
But still, damage 6 is better than damage 5.
It is. The 2 blockers with something that may have haste.
Well, we've got a Charlotte now, protecting majority of the good stuff on Finn's board.
Here we go. Lulu to get his son back from break zone.
Mono Eye showing right now that it doesn't need Ruggers to go aggro. So we're seeing Chocobo.
Seeing some more marks.
It was the Choco Mog, I believe he got, and now we played the Chocobo.
I thought he only came out at Easter.
To be honest, I'm not sure what Dan does here to be able to dig his way out of this hole. He's staring down lethal next turn. He only has Lulu and the Atmos as his blockers.
And
are we gonna steal an answer though? Oh, he steals another Rugger! Oh my god, Dan, you lucky son of a gun!
You can't write it. You cannot write it.
Shame he can't play it right now though. So he's gonna try and steal something else with a Zidane, and it's a Laswell. Again, though,
I think it's too little, too late. Unfortunately, with
no, and I think that's why Dan's just attacking here.
Get the damage through, get the tiebreakers in.
He's done what he set out to do, and that was steal 2 Ruggers, and that is it. Finn holding strong there. Mono Eye showing, as I said, that he does not need Ruggers to go aggro.
Oh yeah.
So
gotta be said.
Very quick game, but we will do.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, we'll do a quick be right back. Anything else? Any last words before we do that, though?
I just think it's fantastic to see Ruggers be dropped, played by the opponent, and then you beat your own Ruggers.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Having to waste your own removal on your own cards.
Speechless.
And
absolutely speechless.
Oh, Zidane, how we love you.
I love Zidane.
Right, guys, we'll be right back. We'll get the winner of round 3 over here. Have a quick word with Finn, so be right back. All right, guys. Ash, come on over. There he is. We are back with the winner of round 3, Finn. So we got a really important question, Ash.
Always one I wanted to ask you: would you rather be chased and hunted down by 1 human-sized duck or 15 duck-sized humans?
I think it's going to have to be 15 duck-sized humans, because if they're being really aggressive and full on attacking me, I could just sort of at least try and kick them away. Whereas 1 human-sized duck, that's just going to be a big bill, and it's just going to be
I suppose
it's going to be powerful. But
and at least the duck can fly. Or see, I would rather be chased by the human-sized duck because I want to try and tame it and ride it.
that's.
Never
Do you know what? I didn't think of it that way. I mean, if you can tame a giant duck, then yeah, that'd be great.
So, Final Fantasy, lads. Mono Ice Aggro, how's that playing for you? Any key cards, any so especially with that game, we saw the loss of Ruggers early on. Did that hinder what you were going to do at all?
So, like, there are definitely like the god hands in that deck that are just like one of the good 2 drops or good 4 drops alongside a Rugagine, which is absolutely top tier. That's what you want to be doing. And as soon as I saw the Zidane hit it, I was like, this could be one of those games, but I've got enough Double Freeze to keep the Zidane down, make sure it doesn't happen again, which it did later in the game. But
Oh, we enjoyed that.
yeah. But I was, in fact, when Preston went in for that like in second, I was like, maybe again, maybe they'll throw a whole playset.
So we did see you took Preston to damage 5, and you still had the Laswell. Was there any particular reason you didn't just go for the 6th damage with that? Because I believe you're still getting the discard anyway. But was there just any particular reason that the Laswell stayed up there?
Because I'm playing against Wind, I just want to. When I know, because I had such a strong build on the board position, it was like I could go for the kill, or I can have a response for them actually top decking a really good value turn, basically. And they might suddenly set up and have a reasonable blocker that I'm not able to dull freeze. So, yeah.
When you did see that Ruggers get turned over,
Yeah.
was it a little bit of, oh my god, I'm gonna have to deal with my own card? What was your thoughts when you've seen that?
Yeah, it's absolutely. I also have to deal with this as well as it now being removed from my deck. So it definitely feels like a big swing in sort of like actual deck power, especially because they've got the resources, their hands grown, they've got this really good forward, and I think luckily Mono Ice just has. Like the draw that I had that game gave me the right amount of dull freeze to deal with it, whilst also just.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since we've seen Mono Ice as a strong deck, I believe. But where do you think it is sitting there in power levels?
It's not tier 0, but I think it's like tier. It's going to bounce between like tier 1 and 2, mostly in 2. I think. I don't know. I just think it's a good deck. I think it's a good deck.
I think I'm assuming you're playing obviously like Rufus and things like that as well. If you ever see a turn 1 sort of Rufus Rugagine, you're usually so far ahead at that point. It's silly, right? So
it's nuts because I didn't really click with Rufus immediately, but then after a few more games I was like, okay, no, because it can get me things back from the break zone. Sometimes it's just going to get me more. Just more ways to pay for my good cards as well.
Absolutely.
It's really, really good.
So obviously we're going into 2024. Fab and Alec at Winter Cup announcing there's obviously a lot more plans for bigger tournaments and things like that. What is your goal for 2024 with regards to Final Fantasy?
Just enjoy the larger tournaments. Maybe try and hit some top 8s. Who knows? So, yeah. I think that's where I'm at.
Are you plan on travelling abroad for any tournaments? Would you like to, if you can?
Occasionally, yeah. We've got to watch the budget, but if we can get a trip or two to somewhere interesting, who knows?
Now watch out, Europe. Finn and Mono Ice Aggro is coming your way.
Yeah.
That being said, guys, we will take a quick break. Probably about 5, actually more like 10 minutes this time, and we will be back with the fourth and final round.